Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Tracy Hudson Show here. My name is Tracy Hudson, as I mentioned. Today, I'm going to talk about Spider-Man, the Disney Plus animated series. Before we get that started, I wanted to just go over a brief overview of what we do here on the channel. So what we discuss here is movies and TV shows. We try to give you guys a insight into what I thought about the show or the movie and give you a context about what that show or movie was like. To better inform you, maybe if you want to catch or try that movie or TV show out yourself. So with that all down, Disney Plus dropped Spider-Man, the animated series on Disney Plus about a month ago. I haven't reviewed it up until this point because, well, obviously I didn't have a channel to review it. But I do want to start by saying a few things about the show that I do like. So there's been about 6 episodes, I think, dropped so far on Disney Plus. Maybe 7, I could be wrong. I didn't want to do an episode by episode breakdown because I honestly don't think that a lot of people are watching this show. And I get why. I'm going to get into that here in a second. At the end of the show's season, I think I will do a spoiler review going through what I learned about the show, what happened to Peter Parker's character throughout the show, and his story arc in the show. But for now, I just want to do a non-spoiler overview of what I think of the show so far. So, starting out here, I'm going to talk about the things I like. Number one, it's a good show. Honestly, it really is a good show. The overall arc of the show so far is pleasant. It's very cute. All the characters have depth. They really take their time in giving you an explanation as to why each character is important in this show. Aunt May is great in the show. You see that she's in the show from the trailers. That's not a spoiler. Just watch the trailers. There's a few things about the show that are a little off-putting, or at least they were for me at first. The animation style took me some getting used to, and it may not for you, but for me, it felt really kiddie. It felt really cheap. But after watching the show, I am inclined to think that they were trying to gear this show towards a younger audience. And so after a few episodes, I gave them a pass. And honestly, after you watch the first episode, you adjust to the animation style anyway. So if that's the reason why you haven't watched it, then I would say just dive into the show. You'll get used to the animation. Trust me, that's not a problem with the show. One of the issues that I have with the show, and I've had this issue, honestly, with a lot of the Spider-Man content, so this isn't necessarily a punt on the show, but it is an issue for me, is that this show doesn't do anything different for Spider-Man. It really doesn't take the character in a new direction. It doesn't spice up the character. It's Spider-Man. It's the Spider-Man we all know and love. It's a few variations here and there in the show, but honestly and ultimately, this is just a Spider-Man animated series. So if you're going to try to watch it to see what they do different here, then good show, but they're not going to do anything amazingly different in this show than what they've done in previous Spider-Man iterations. So you've been warned. But I say all that to say, check it out. It is a good show. It's animated, and I know some people have this feeling that animation is just for children, so they don't even give animation a try anyway. I'm not one of those people. Some of my favorite TV shows have been animated TV shows. Avatar: The Last Airbender being one of them. Great show. And I watched it from start to finish. Even watched the new live action version when it dropped on Netflix. So I'm not one of those people who have a hard time adjusting to animation. But if you are, I get it. I do understand some people just, as soon as they see that it's not live action, they lose interest. But if you're not one of those people, in a thumbs up or thumbs down world, I would say this show is a thumbs up. I won't give it a full review, open spoiler as I mentioned before, or I won't give it a Tracy score until the final episode of the season comes out. Of course, like I mentioned before, I will at that point give it not an episode by episode breakdown, but a quick run through of each character's story arc if it's important enough to share, and of course Peter Parker's story arc for the first season. I do think in watching this show, I think it's got enough gravity that they're probably going to go ahead and greenlight a season 2 for this animated series, because the overall feeling on the show, at least from what I'm gathering in social media platforms and people who I know have watched the show so far, everyone who's watching it is enjoying the show. So for that, I think we'll get a season 2, and I'm excited about it. I really am. I think that they're doing some great things with Peter Parker in this show. Like I said, nothing that's going to break the mold. It's still a Spider-Man show, but there are some interesting things that I won't give away here, but you should definitely check it out for yourself and give it a shot. I think my next video is going to be on The Gorge on Apple TV. I'm going to watch that here today. I may drop the video later this afternoon, or I may wait until tomorrow, but either way, you'll get my full review on that movie in the next video. And until then, I'll catch you next time.